welcome back to Unimonks. My name is Padmanjali Chauhan and I'll be teaching you for the CUET history domain. Today we're going to be continuing with the second chapter, Kings, Farmers and Towns. So in the last class, I ended with telling you that the Mauryan Empire started declining, or more or less declined by the 2nd century BCE, right? Now, new chiefdoms and kingdoms started coming in across the subcontinent, alright? New kingdoms came up in the Deccan and Tamilakam of the Cholas, Cheras and Pandyas, okay? Tamil Sangam literature describes how chiefs acquired and distributed resources throughout their chiefdoms, okay? Satvahanas ruled over the western and central part of India, whereas Shakas originated in Central Asia, established kingdoms in the northwest and western parts of the subcontinent, alright? Now, divine kings. In order to establish their power among their subjects, kings claimed high status by identifying themselves with deities. Okay, one such example is of the Kushans. Their kingdom extended from Central Asia to northwest India. Okay, CA is Central Asia. Alright? Their grand notions of kingship is evidenced in coins and sculptures that they built across their kingdoms. Okay? They had colossal statues erected in Mat Mathura, and similar statues have been found in Afghanistan as well. Okay? They considered themselves godlike and therefore they took up the title Devaputra, meaning son of God. Alright? This is correlated to the titles that Chinese kings took up when they were rulers. Alright, they took up the title that meant sons of heaven. Okay, and obviously because they had a lot of power in their kingdom, Indian rulers must have thought to do something similar. Alright, in order to establish their power as well. Therefore, taking up titles such as Devaputra. Alright, now. In the 4th century BCE emerged the Gupta Empire, okay? They depended mostly on Samantas. Samantas are people who controlled land and other resources, okay? Controlled land plus other resources. Alright? Their history can be constructed from literature, the coins they made, and the inscriptions they made, alright? Inscriptions such as the Prashastis. Now, if you live in Allahabad, you must have seen, if you've not go to the Allahabad Cant, there they have the Prayag Prashasti, also known as the Allahabad Pillar Inscription, alright? Pillar Inscription. This inscription was written by Harisena, who was the court poet of the ruler Samudragupta. In this inscription, he talks about the greatness of the king, okay, how kind king he was, how learned he was, how powerful he was, alright? Now, popular perceptions of kings. Whatever we know about kings are from inscriptions and coins and sculptures that they had built, alright, that they paid for, okay? But we can learn about the life of the ordinary people, of their subjects, through literature like the Jatakas and the Panchatantra, alright? The Panchatantra you must have read while growing up. I really hope you read the Panchatantra, alright? If not, you're still not very old, you can still pick up the books and read about it. It talks about how the kings were, how their kingdom was, alright? How the people felt about their rulers, okay? Now, one such Jataka is the Gandatindu Jataka, okay, which talks about a wicked ruler and the sad plight of his subjects. Now, this ruler extracted a lot of taxes, okay? He had a very high demand of taxes from his subjects, okay? In the book, the subjects say that at night we were looted by dacoits and in the morning we were looted by the tax collectors, okay? That's how bad the situation was. Now, because of this demand of high taxes, the relationship between the ruler and his subject was very strained, okay? Now there were two solutions to this problem. Number one, they either increased production, okay, increased production, or that's a U, sorry, or they took the easy way out and fled into forests, alright, where there were no rulers, where they could be their own rulers, okay, lead their own life, right? Now, strategies for increasing production, right? If one strategy was to increase production, how did they do it? Number one was people who lived along the rivers of Ganga and Kaveri, they shifted to plough agriculture, alright, because alluvial soil, it's easy to plough the soil, right, easy to shift to this sort of agriculture. Plus the production of paddy is rice, okay, increased by the method of transplantation, okay. This was also for cultivators who lived along the Ganga and the Kaveri, who lived along banks of rivers, okay, because they already have a lot of water. Now, because also paddy requires a lot of water, okay. Apart from this, the use of irrigation developed, okay. They used wells, tanks and canals to support this irrigation. Now, these were built by either the kings of the kingdom, or communities came together and they funded the build of these wells, tanks and canals, alright. Now, differences in rural society. So, production has increased, okay, but are the benefits of the increase of production distributed equally among everybody in the society? Not really, right, not really. Now, this is mostly because of the social differences, okay. Gahapatis and village headmen had control over the cultivators, okay. Now, you are going to comment down below and tell me what a Gahapati is, okay. Come on, quickly comment down below, tell me what a Gahapati is. Now, apart from this, Sangam literature refers to different people living in the village area, okay, that worked on fields. Now, the Vellalar were the land owners, sort of, okay. The Uzavar, I might be butchering the name, I might be pronunciating it wrong, please correct me if I am doing it wrong, but they were the actual cultivators, okay. And the Adimai were the slaves, alright. Now, these differences, the social differences that we talked about, were based on access to resources, right. Obviously, landowners have all the access to resources, right. They own the land, they'll obviously own the agriculture product that will come out of the land. The cultivators, who are actually responsible for taking care of the land, do not get as much benefit, okay, from, especially given the amount of work they put into the land, they did not get as much benefit, alright. And lastly, the Adimai, obviously they were not gonna, they were slaves, right, they were treated as below the lowest, okay. So, obviously they were not going to get any sort of benefit from the increase in production, alright. Bare minimum benefit, basically I am saying. Okay. Now, land grants. Land grants were a record of transaction between the ruler and the person who got the land, okay, who got the land gifted to them, okay. Now, these were either made on stone or on copper plates and they look something like this, okay. Now, these land grants were mostly given to Brahmins or to religious institutions, okay. One such example, and this is a very important example, is of the Prabhavati Gupta inscription, okay. In this inscription, now a little background to Prabhavati Gupta, she is the daughter of Chandragupta II, okay, and she was married into the Vakataka kingdom, okay. She, as a woman, granted land to the people of her kingdom, alright. Now, this is important because Prabhavati Gupta was probably one of the only women at the time who had access to resources like land, okay, and her granting this land to her people, okay, to the Brahmins of a village, to the other religious institutions, is a testimony in itself, alright. Now, there are many theories regarding why land was granted. Number one, it was used as a strategy to extend the agricultural area. Okay, now for example, if this is a kingdom, okay, and they want to expand their kingdom, they will go a little way out. This is unnamed land, right? Nobody owns this, okay? Probably the kingdom next door doesn't own this land either. Nobody from that kingdom owns this land, all right? So they'll take this unnamed land and they'll grant it to one of the subjects of their kingdom, okay? So because a subject from their kingdom owns this land, indirectly it becomes a part of their kingdom, right? So this is how they extended their kingdom as well. Apart from this, grants were also indicative of weakening political power of the ruler, okay? And rulers sort of used land grants to try and gain allies, okay? To try and gain support of the subjects, okay? This was also a way of presenting a facade of still having power in their own kingdom, all right? Now, development of new cities. We talked about this last time, Patliputra on a riverine route, the river is Ganga, all right? Apart from this, Ujjaini also comes up, it is on a land route, okay? It becomes a very important trade center as well. Also, Mathura becomes a bustling center of commercial, cultural and even political activity as well, okay? These are three very important cities, okay? Remember these cities, take a map and mark these cities, okay? I'll show you a map later into this video. Take a map and mark these cities on the map, all right, to remember where they are, so that you remember why they are so important, okay? Where is Patliputra? How is it on what river is it on, okay? Ujjaini, how is it, what sort of a land route is it on, all right? Now, map, as I told you, this here, Patliputra, that's the river Ganga, okay? Here, Ujjain or Ujjaini, land route, right? And here we have Mathura, okay? Right beside Kannauj, all right? That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Answer my questions in the comments down below, all right? If you want more information about something that I talked about in this video, also tell me in the comments down below. And for more such informational content, subscribe to Unimonks. Thank you, bye.